Jane wrote an $800,000 annuity from a client that she hadn't spoken to in 2 years from the turkey recipe in our magazine. And when you think, wow, how does something like that happen? I'll tell you point blank.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Annuity Fundamentals. I am your host, Kylie Malott, joined by your co-host, Ryan Anderson. Today we are excited to have Andrew Saska with us. Did I say that right, Andrew?
You're
No,
in the
you did
ballpark,
not. It's
Kaylee.
Andrew
Let's.
Saxa.
Saska.
Saxa.
I can't do
S
it,
A.
so you're just gonna have
All
to
right.
figure it out. Anyway, Andrew is with Reminder Media. We've been working together for a while now and really enjoying Andrew and really expanding how your marketing business works. So our main shtick when it comes to being an agent is how do we talk to more people? How do we get into more homes? And Andrew has some great tidbits on that. So thank you so much for joining us, Andrew. We're excited to have you.
Thank you, Kylie. I appreciate it. And it's always great to see you. And it's always great to see Ryan.
Well, think about now, Andrew. I've known you for about 4 or 5 years. Are you still over on the East Coast calling us from Philly today, or you in some other fun town today?
Yes, sir. I am right here in beautiful Philadelphia.
Fan freaking tastic. Well, one of the things that here you've been, just to give our listeners a little bit more background on you, you've been in the industry for about 20 years. You've been with Reminder Media for the last 10 years as their senior vice president. And one of the things that I love about what you guys do is that help agents basically get in front of more people in some of the non-traditional ways. And quite often, some of the approaches you take for a lot of agents, they may think that it's outside of their price point, or they may think that, I can't do that. I don't have a big enough bankroll to get started in it. So, with that being said, you guys have got multiple solutions. Tell us how a new agent, brand new in the business, a Medicare agent that wants to start selling annuities, maybe a life agent who wants to kind of get in front of more people, what can you do to help them do that?
Awesome, Ryan. Thank you so much. So let's face it, this is a pretty interesting industry, right? If you're a brand new agent, there's a gentleman out there by the name of Cody Askins that we all know quite well. Cody's made a huge career out of telling folks that, hey, look, the first 3 years are the hardest. And once you made it past those 3 years, you're literally in that 8% nation, right? So, how do you stand apart from all the competition? Connect with folks at a relationship level, be liked, known, and trusted. And that's our specialty. We really do understand the fact that these days, more than ever, you really have to do something like you said, Ryan, that's a little bit more unique than what everybody else does. And our company's been around 20 years. We work with over 150,000 business professionals. And the nice thing about what we do is we really do help that agent, that new agent, or even that experienced agent connect with their clients, their prospects, those spheres at a relationship level. And once you do that, and you can connect with these folks, family, occupation, recreation, and dreams, right? The old Ford method. Boy, I'll tell you what, it really does change the dynamic. And again, that really is our specialty.
I love that. I when we saw each other at 8% Nation, uh tell me the creator, the co-founder or the founder.
Luke
What is his
Luke
name?
Acree. Yep, Luke
Luke.
Acree.
He was actually on stage and he was talking about how he built this company to help his brother. Is that how it went?
Yeah,
When his
so
brother was in real estate?
yeah, so great memory, by the way, because it has been a few minutes since we were at 8% Nation together. And yeah, one of the cool stories that Luke talked about is the fact that his brother at the time, Stephen is his name, in Virginia, by the way. So he was making $27,000 a year as a telemarketer. And he was tired of the grind, right? Like so many folks, that
Mm-hmm.
are just sitting there banging that telephone. So he said to
A lot
himself,
of
there's,
agents, right? Even a lot of agents are hitting the phones hard.
you bet, a
Yep.
100%. So, again, we can all kind of relate to that. And the nice thing was when Stephen went to Luke and said, hey, I know you work with over 40,000 agents. How do you help somebody like myself that's new in the business really launch themselves? And the exciting thing is, you hit the nail on the head. In just a few short years, he went from doing 0 transactions to over 380 transactions in the real estate world, which is incredible, just a straight, up graph. And it was all based on all the principles that we practice all the time, using our magazine, connecting with people at a digital level as well. So you're omnipresent. And more importantly, you're able to match your marketing with I'll just go ahead and use the FIT acronym, making sure that your marketing is frequent and really matching up to the frequency that the client really and truly wants to be connected with.
Amen.
And then also more important, that it has high impact. At the end of the day, it develops trust, because once you can connect with somebody and you're liked, you're known, and you're trusted, the old Zig Ziglar, now all of a sudden the odds of you being able to bring them on board as a client are outstanding. And that really is our specialty. So yeah, that was a great memory. Boy, good for
Well,
you.
I mean that stuck with me because we spend so much of our time as agents trying to figure out our next prospect, our next move. Are we calling? Are we door knocking? What marketing are we using? Are we going on workshops? But at the end of the day, we want people to be thinking about us. That's the goal, right? We want them to think, if they have a need, who do I call? They're sick, they're gonna go to their doctor. They need legal advice, they're gonna go to their lawyer. But what happens when you retire? Right? They have that need for the agent. They just don't know how to get to them. And so that's why that just resonated with me, because I have sat in a lot of homes. I've been on a lot of solo appointments or appointments with other agents. And I'm not going to lie to you, Andrew. 9 times out of 10, when you sit at someone's house, they've got a magazine on the table. That's just how it goes, especially in the 65 and up. That's really their bread and butter. That's their comfort zone. They have magazines. My parents, don't tell my mom this, but you go to our cabin or to her house and she's got Better Homes. She's got 15 magazines. And I'm like, Mom, what's going on? What's up with all the magazines? Right? But they have them. So I
It's true.
know, like, even just personally, like, well, if my mom has them, and if I've been on hundreds of appointments in 3 different states and they have them, there must be some commonality. And so, I mean, when you came in and you were talking, and it just made sense. Like, okay, I mean, show your magazine one more time. If you can see this on YouTube,
You bet.
you can see on the bottom left-hand corner is a picture, and that can be your picture. How powerful is that, right? And so just that's why I wanted you on, Andrew, is to show people, agents in particular, hey, for a low cost, I can be on someone's coffee table. My face can be on someone's coffee table or dining room table, and they might not call me now, but maybe one day they're flipping through that magazine and they see me, and then they'll call. And so I think it's just having that opportunity is something that people really are searching for.
Yeah, and I'm going to piggyback on that. That's such a great point, right? I mean, these days, as we get into the political season, as you get home and you got all these flyers and all these things that, let's face it, I usually just stand right there at the circular can, right? And I'm dumping all that stuff.
Yep.
But when you get something like this, that's hard stock, it's glossy, as you can see, it's got your photo right on the cover. And then the home run really is when the magazine is customized right down to the individual client level with
Mm.
their own letter. Boy, I'll tell you what, that is something that is unique and different than what everybody else is doing. So just like you said, they'll literally march that magazine from that mailbox past the dreaded trash can, keep it up on the coffee table. And every time they go for that remote, they're thinking, holy cow, Kylie is phenomenal. She even sends me this beautiful magazine. Of course, I need to give her some more referrals and help her grow her business. And I'll tell you, one of the funnest stories that I have is we actually had a client come run up to Luke, who you just mentioned, at a conference. And she came running up and she gave him this huge hug. And I said, oh my gosh, Luke, I hope Megan doesn't know about this. But it was, that's of course Luke's wife. But the amazing thing is, her name's Jane Shaw. She's a great agent out of Clearwater, Florida. So I hope she's okay with this hurricane. But anyway, long story short, Jane wrote an $800,000 annuity from a client that she hadn't spoken to in 2 years from the turkey recipe in our magazine. And when you think, wow, how does something like that happen? I'll tell you point blank, I've never made a turkey dinner in my life. So I wouldn't even know where to start. And of course, her client was tasked with making a big turkey dinner for 14 of his friends. Lo and behold, Jane saves the day by sending a turkey recipe because, of course, what else are we going to put in the magazine in November but a turkey recipe? And the wonderful thing is, when the dinner turned out great and he calls Jane to say, thank you, you saved the day, the call ends up with, by the way, I just sold my condo here in Clearwater. What should I do with this 800,000? She literally wrote an $800,000 annuity from a client she hadn't spoken to in 2 years from a turkey recipe. I'm not guaranteeing everybody's going to get $800,000 annuities from our turkey recipe, but I promise trying us out during the holidays, best time of year to give us a shot.
All right, now let's go ahead and talk about that. I mean, you've got the magazine there, but I'm an agent. What is the path from here to magazine with my name and picture on the coffee table there? Give us kind of the the pitch. The let us know what this works, how this works here.
Process.
Awesome. Thank you,
Yeah.
Ryan. Appreciate it. So, the great thing about us, we understand that agents are very busy people. Financial advisors are very busy people. Business owners in general, right? So you want to make sure that whatever you're doing with us is obviously going to be turnkey. It's got to be cost effective. You hit the nail on the head. Be able to get a real nice magazine like this in the hands of your clients and prospects for less than the cost of a Hallmark card is extremely powerful. And then, of course, obviously, you want to make sure that it does have that high impact, right? So
Mhm.
if you think about it, Ryan, there's all kinds of opportunities for agents these days, especially with Medicare and AEP, to be able to co-brand with maybe a pharmacist or a doctor or a trusted medical professional. And just imagine if you're an agent, you're a new agent, and you got to look like you're established. And now you have your own magazine for less than the cost of a Hallmark card, and you co-brand this magazine with a trusted medical professional of one of your centers of influence, and you put them on the back cover of the magazine, and every single patient that goes into that office or that pharmacy, and now they associate you with their trusted medical professional. Well, you talk about instant credibility. And the best part about it is with us, and because of our partnership with you guys, we do something really remarkable to help all your agents. Because of, again, our belief in Annuity Fundamentals and us wanting to help you guys every possible way, especially here at the end of the year, right in between that AEP and OEP, we're going to do something really unique. We're going to offer a special promotion for anybody that's able to catch this podcast. Normally, when you sign up with Reminder Media, we have a $300 sign up because you are going to have your own coach that does make everything turnkey. Make sure your clients remain exclusive to you. If you came to
Mhm.
me, Ryan, and you said, hey, listen, I don't really know a lot of people, but I know for a fact that there's a community here local to me, and I just want to make sure I'm reaching out to people turning 65 in the months of June, July, August, September, October. Can you put a list together for me? We do that at no cost. We make sure that, again, they have all those data points that the agents are looking for. The house is a certain level of home, worth maybe $500,000 or greater. Again, we're going to qualify that prospect, deliver that agent to that individual for $4.99, which includes the cost of the postage. Kylie, we always talk about the fact you can't go to Walmart today, go buy somebody a decent birthday card for less than $6-7. This
I
is
think you're
your
being
own
nice.
magazine.
I typically spend 8 to 10.
Me too. Trust me, it was just my anniversary, 17th anniversary yesterday. I
Oh,
spent
congratulations.
more than $5 on that card.
There we go. It's true. Hallmark gets you.
It gets you every time. So the nice thing about the way we operate is, again, we don't give people this gigantic minimum order, right? It's a minimum order of 50 magazines. And at $5 a magazine, $4.99 to be exact, which includes that postage, for 50 magazines, you're talking about an investment of $250 to launch your career, to connect with all those centers of influence in a way that nobody else does, to support them. If you were doing something incredible in the community, maybe you were a teacher in a past life, right? And now you've decided that you want to have a career in financial services and help people with their Medicare needs. Can you imagine if you were able to get your magazine and all those those teacher conference rooms and all those opportunities for you, and then you maybe support the local school or the local church? Why would anybody ever work with another agent? Of course, they should be working with you, and we'll do all that work for you. And again, we do it as a trial. I never lock anybody into anything. All I ever ask, and again, you appreciate this probably more than most, is the fact that if you try me one single time, and if you have the success that 84% of the people that work with us over the last 20 years have had, you're going to be my client for life. But I'm not going to tie you into that. I'm going to say, just try me once. Let me prove myself to you. And again, we're going to back it up with this incredible promotion for you guys, because we really do appreciate the partnership with you, Kylie and Ryan. And Annuity Fundamentals is just such a great organization. We want to help all your agents and advisors.
Oh, thank you for saying that. We appreciate it. Definitely. I something stuck out to me. So you're waiving the fee, the startup fee. And then you said something interesting. You qualify these people.
Yeah.
So when you, as an agent, right, your biggest fear as well is that going into the right homes. Am I talking to the right people? What if I send this and it goes to another 33-year-old? What good does that do me, right? If your target market is retirement. So you're saying that you do qualify these people so that these magazines are going into the correct homes. Is that right? Did I hear that right?
Correct. And at no cost, right? Everybody wants to charge everything, every chance you possibly can for these lists. We say, hey, look, if you're a client of Reminder Media, our only goal is a couple things. Our mission is to help our agents live a life of freedom. And the way we do that is by helping them stay connected with their most important relationships, and more importantly, again, stand out from all that competition out there. So again, our only goal is to help you guys close more deals, get more referrals, and we're pretty good at it. We've been doing it now for about 20 years. And one other thing that I would mention as well, because I know, Ryan, you do such a great job too with the seminars, is if you want, we can create a QR code and a landing page and make this an RSVP, because you have 2 tarot
Oh,
cards
wow.
to that next event. And I'll tell you, if you're looking for a handout piece at the event, there's nothing more powerful to build your credibility than to be able to, again, when people come into that room, see you on the cover of your own magazine. Man, that stuff, that's a game changer for folks. It really is.
You're talking about partnering with a local physician or dentist or something along those lines. We had an agent that did this with you, and it's been 3 or 4 years ago. And what happened was she was a new agent, and there was a special. You had something going on, and I think she ended up buying 100 magazines or something to that effect. She mailed 50 of them out, and then she took the other 50 and she went around town, and she went to, and I don't even think she asked permission. So I'm not recommending that because there's probably some legal thing she broke the rules with. But she went into town and she would go in and talk to a dentist's office, and she'd just go in there and sit down and look around, see if there's a magazine, leave her magazine. She'd get up, go to the next dentist's office. And she spent 3 days going to dentist's office, urgent cares, and stuff like that.
Genius.
And she left them there because she's like, I don't, they gave me these free. I can't remember what the deal was, but she had like a stack of them, and the people I wanted to get to, I have the extras. So that's what she did. And then she didn't hear anything for a few weeks. Then all of a sudden she got a call. Then she got another call. Then she got another call. And she's like, where did you see us? Oh, I was in my doctor such and such's office. And then the thing about it is that these calls went on for months because apparently doctors never throw away magazines in their lobbies. And and I was like, and she when she did this, I gotta be honest with you, she told me that's what she did. I was like, really? and I thought she threw her money away. I wasn't going to tell her that, but I was like, yeah, you just kind of toss it. But and the thing about it, so $500 for 100 of these things, and is was what it was. If she got one deal, she covered the cost. That made sense
Absolutely.
to me. So I
Yeah.
mean, just that kind of thing. But it's something that it's not. And the other thing about marketing, and now this is something that marketing companies hate to hear. It's the old adage that 50% of my marketing doesn't work. I just wish I knew which half it was. And the so that as you're going through and you're doing this, that you can spend a lot of money on social media. You can spend a lot of money on mailers. You can spend a lot of money on um, whatever it might be, that to go through and try to build yourself up again. And on a normal mailer, like you said, talked about seminars, I do a lot of seminars, and I'm expecting a 1% return on my mailers. I mail out 5,000 pieces. I want 50 responses. I'm ecstatic with that. The thing about it is that the majority of those things hit the garbage and they never even got looked at. With this, because of the substantial size of it, you're already going to make it into the house. You're not going to get tossed on the way in. So, I mean, that piece to it, and especially go over the personalized letter. That's a
Yes.
key thing that a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah.
So, I talked a little bit about if you can connect with your client's family, occupation, recreation, and dreams, the Ford method, it
Hmm.
really changes the whole equation, right? You're no longer viewed as a transactional agent, you're family. And that's one of the things that we really try to key in on. We want to make sure that with that letter, and I know it's hard to see here with the lighting, but this letter is literally customized right down to the individual client level. So it would literally say, Dear Bill and Judy, happy birthday, happy anniversary, congratulations on your retirement, congratulations on your grandchild, graduating high school, if we're, focusing in on that
Hmm.
65 and above. So that's a unique thing, right? That's, everybody expects when you walk into the room and you flip the light that the lights are going to come on. What they don't expect is that their Medicare agent, their annuity agent sends them something that's customized and that agent is really connecting at that level. And that's done for you. That agent doesn't spend any time trying to remember all this stuff. All they do is right there on the portal or when they're talking to the coach, if they had a conversation with somebody and they said they just retired, now all of a sudden, if you put that in that magazine to that individual, I promise it will literally turn that client into a raving fan for the business. Imagine again if you had a client that maybe had a loved one that had to go through MS, like I did with my mother. And now all of a sudden you knew that, and you put the MS Society on the back cover of the magazine and you sent that to that client, man, that is just a whole other level of engagement that most people don't get. And the best part about it is it's all done for you. You're not
That's
spending any
powerful.
time at all doing this. Thanks,
That's
Kylie.
powerful. Yeah, no, I I was at that same convention with at 8%. There was a booth next to me and they were actually talking about reminder media. And he said something that is true through and through. And he said, it doesn't matter what you do, but you have to be consistent.
Yeah.
Right.
You can do radio, you can do TV, you can buy, you can do this and this and this. But if you are just it's like halfway in, halfway out. Typically, that means you're all the way out with a pinky in, just
Nailed it.
hoping it works.
Yep.
So I think
Yeah.
just as an agent, if you're watching this and you're wanting to be consistent and you're going to try reminder media, then actually give it a go
Yeah.
and really invest some time and some money in it because like Ryan said, and I'm sure Andrew, there is a delay. It's not like they're going to get it and call you on that first day. My gosh, that lady hadn't talked to her client in 2 years. This is a relationship business, whether you want to admit it or not. This is relationship. So, Andrew, thank you so much for coming on and telling us about Reminder Media. We will be putting your information in the link below for people to check out and to book a call with you. Super appreciate your time and for you coming on. Ryan, any last thoughts before we let him go?
No, it's always a good visit with you, Andrew. Thanks for the time. We appreciate it.
Ryan, thank you so much. And Kylie, it's always a pleasure as well. And we really appreciate our partnership. And I hope everybody has an amazing AEP.
Amen to that. Good luck, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for joining us at Annuity Fundamentals.